And oh girl, why am I grabbing her neck like that? Hello all you beautiful people, it's your girl Asia, the MUA, back with another video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you are new here, welcome. If however you are not here and this is not your first time hearing my voice, you already know what time it is. Hey A-lister, how you doing? So as you can see from the title of this video and what we have going on, you already know why we're here. It's a mannequin transformation, sis. Now, keep in mind that this is my first time doing this, and I really was just feeling it out, and it actually ended up being a lot trickier than I thought. I wanted to initially wipe her eyebrows off and start from scratch. Then, oh girl, why am I grabbing her neck like that? Oh my god. Anyway, I realized that I actually liked her eyebrows, and I could just build on what was there to achieve the brow look that I prefer. So I'm just going in with my Shape and Shape brow tint from MAC. I think this is the color Spiked. And I'm just using light hair-like strokes just like I would if this were like a person. Just to fill in her brows and give them a little more dimension. And I actually really ended up liking the look that came out of this step. So they just look so much more full and defined. Now I'm going in with my MAC Studio Finish Concealer. I think this is NC40 maybe. This is exactly what I would do if, you know, Sharika was a real person. I named her Sharika, by the way. I forgot to tell y'all. But I'm just going in with the concealer in this brush from MAC. I can't remember the brush number. It's the 212. It's one of my favorite brushes to use for sculpting eyebrows. But the thing about it, this is not skin. So the product doesn't perform how I'm used to it performing on skin because this is not skin. So I feel like I ended up using a lot more product than I would have used if Sharika was, you know, actually a real girl. I feel like Geppetto. I feel like Geppetto and Sharika is just begging me to turn her into a real girl. No, a real baddie. So I'm taking a little of the foundation that I'm going to use on Sharika, and I'm sculpting out the top of her brow. This is Lagos or Lagos by Juvia's Place. I think it's Lagos. I feel a little shame right now. But anyway, this is how I do brows on a real girl, and I wanted to do the same thing on Sharika because I'm making her a real girl. I was trying to blend out the foundation with my finger to see how it would react on Sharika's cold hard face, and it just didn't blend with my finger. So I decided that the brush would be the best way to blend product onto Sharika's shell of an exterior for the remainder of this process, actually. So here's when I really figured out that I was using a lot of product, because the product will separate because it's not blending into skin. You have to literally cover every millimeter of the surface with an even layer of product, if that makes any sense. So I'm just trying to buff this stuff out and, you know, keep a nice blend, which wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. So here I'm laying down some concealer for eyeshadow base. I don't remember what I was using right here, but the thing that I do remember is how different this was than blending product onto the quote-unquote skin, because there's like a shiny like finish to her eye. was really, really hard to keep the product in place on the eyelid of Sharika because she don't blink or nothing. It's really weird. Her eyes are always looking. But what I wanted to do was cover that surface to where I couldn't see any of her horrible purple eyeshadow anymore. It was pretty bad. It was like purple eyeshadow from the 80s. Like, the only way Sharika's eyeshadow could have been worse is if it would have been blue. Another thing that I noticed, since the makeup is not blending into skin, a lot of the product would like stay on the brush, and then when a lot of product would be built up onto the brush, it would mess up the blend onto the actual mannequin face. It was really interesting. Like, it was really interesting. I feel like it helped me understand blending in skin more. So this might be a really good exercise for makeup artists to practice. I feel like it's like a 3-dimensional face chart. It was difficult and it was challenging, but I enjoyed it a lot. Starting with a classic here, the Zulu by Juvia's Place. Make sure you use code ASIAMUA when shopping to save 10% at checkout. It's a little shameless plug there. But I'm going in with that beautiful brown shade in this palette, and I'm just starting to blend out and shape her crease. And when I started doing this, I just got so many feels, and I just miss it so much. The Saharan 2 is my favorite palette by Juvia's Place, as I'm sure you can tell. This is one of the only palettes that I have ever hit pan on, so this is bae. So I'm jumping into the Chocolates mini palette. I feel like this is a new classic. I absolutely love this palette, and I'm just kind of defining the eyeshadow look a little bit. I think I'm adding a little dimension to the outer corner because it was like weird trying to blend these shadows out because it was a weird combination of pressing and like almost buffing. Like, I didn't do a ton of swirling like I normally do on a real person because that just disturbed the product in a way that it wasn't even worth attempting the technique. It was just really interesting, and I just felt like I got to flex, you know, my little Juvia's Place collection. I know they just dropped the Yummy collab. I need to cop that as well. I haven't even opened my holiday packages. I just feel so left out of the makeup loop this year. Like, I've done so little makeup in 2020. It's absolutely insane. These nails have just been the star of the show, and I really miss makeup. I really, really do. I'm just going through the same steps on the other eye, so I'm gonna speed this up and just let you guys enjoy. So I'm doing my usual flat shader brush with the shimmery shadow on the lid. This is Hadia, I think that's how you say that, from the Saharan 2 palette. This was so difficult. This color is it's a little like, it can be crumbly, but when I'm blending it into skin, it will melt into the skin, but it being a little crumbly on Sharika's, you know, not face, it was a little tricky. So I had to go in and like press the pigment like together. I guess it ended up working out, girl. I don't know. I didn't get a whole lot of the eyeliner footage because, you know, she didn't close her eyes when I was doing her eyeliner. She sat still, but she didn't close her eyes. So it was really tricky. And I was getting a little frustrated at this point. I think I took a nice little break after that. So I'm going in with some glitter. I don't remember what glitter I used, but I do remember that I use straight eyelash glue for the glitter, and I usually do not do that. I usually use Mo Glitz and Glam's glitter glue or glitter adhesive on, you know, a real girl. But I'm turning Sharika into a real baddie, and I don't want her glitter to fall off, you know. So I went in with lash glue, and it came out really beautiful. Girl, let go of her neck. So as tedious as I felt like those eyes were, this foundation application was even more tedious. And I knew it was going to be tedious. That's why I took a break after I finished the eyes. It just took a really long time. I'm going to speed through this. I'm not going to make y'all sit through me doing her foundation for the 45 minutes that it took for me to do her foundation, okay? I used Lagos by Juvia's Place, and I just did the best I could to get an even application of this foundation over the entire surface of this mannequin head. It was not that easy, trust me. So I'm going in with some concealer. These are by Juvia's Place. I think it's like 13 and 18. I don't remember. God, I need to remember my products. Don't hate me. But the concealer step was where I felt like she started to come to life. Like I could really see the tones that I wanted to see on her. Cause Sharika was a ashy, grayish, beige complexion, honey. Ain't nobody really that color. And I just wanted Sharika to be the chocolate melanated queen that I know she is. So that's what we did, okay? A real baddie. I was really enjoying this. This is when my nerves started to calm down a little bit because my anxiety was like super, super high during this process. As you'll see me here, gazing upon my work in satisfaction. I was like, okay, girl, you looking good, girl. So I did go in and set it with some powder because it was the only thing I really knew to do. I mean, I put concealer and foundation on her face. I didn't want it to move, so I put a little powder on it. And I really enjoy the color that came from this Juvia's Place powder. I want to say it was Gobi, maybe? And here's an obligatory Anthony cameo. I'm filming right now.
Can I show you something?
What you want to show me?
I am the champ.
I guess you are, son.
I mean, Mom, look.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Go to bed, son. Child, I don't know what that was about. Your guess is as good as mine. But I was trying to go in with the Shade 6 by Juvia's Place. I don't know why, because it wasn't even, now that I think about it, it wasn't even a good idea. So I'm going in with the concealer, and I'm just sculpting out some dimension to her face, because like, she got dimension to her face, but she don't got like dimension to her face. So that's what I'm trying to create, because we are turning Sharika into what? A real baddie. Now, this got a little muddy, but I worked it on out, and here I'm just snatching her nose down. This was my favorite part of her face. She had a bomb nose, and I was able to snatch it down, and it was just super, super fun. I miss makeup. One of my favorite parts of the makeup application is blush. I just love the color and the warmth and the dimension that it brings to the face, especially at this step where the face literally looks like it's coming to life. Don't skip blush in your makeup application. Don't be afraid of blush. Juvia's Place has wonderful blushes. MAC has wonderful blushes. Milani has wonderful blushes that look gorgeous on women of color. So yes, honey, Juvia's Place Heroin Glow 2. That's why. I don't know, Sharika's little shoulder was just sitting there and it was just like, I want some highlighter too, Asia. I want some highlighter too. So I went ahead and like drenched this little shoulder shelf thing, I don't know, with that Heroin Glow 2. Now the lips is where I struggled the most. I could not figure out how to get any product to stay on this surface of this lip. So if you guys have any tips, any tricks, please leave me a comment down below. So I'm gonna go in and spray her down with some Got To Be Glue Free spray because I want everything to stay in place. This is her setting spray, okay? This is her Fix Plus. We done turned Sharika into a real baddie, and now we have to make sure all her makeup is set in place. When your face beat but you ain't grabbed the wig yet. I let Sharika borrow one of my wigs, you know, just for content purposes. Oh my God, look at her, girl. I just feel like if you're a hairstylist, if you're a wig maker and you use mannequins for your content, this is an amazing way to go. Like, I really enjoyed doing this. I miss makeup so much and it was a challenge and I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tag a friend, share this video. Everybody stay safe and wear a mask and wash your hands. Until next time, stay beautiful.